All right, collective message. Now we are going to talk about how to program, how to connect to your crystals. There are many different ways to do that. You can allow the natural connection to happen and just allow it to do its thing, which most people do. But when you take the time and effort to actually, think of your crystal as something other than an object or inanimate object, that's when it becomes something more. So, when I first got into crystals or getting into crystals, and you hear all the rules and all these other things, but they tell you in order to get the full effect of the crystal, you are to program it, okay? But they don't really tell you how to program it. That's where you got to look it up yourself. So the best way to do that, you can just look it up and do it that way. But what I like to do, which has the most effect, is I like to hold on to the crystal, especially when I first get them. And even if I don't use them right away, I still like to program them first so I don't have to do it later. But you can do it either way you want. Because I like to take time. Like when I get my crystals, I can use them, like before I program them, they're still going to work. But I like to take that time and effort to sit in a quiet place where you're able to think and you're able to concentrate and you're able to visualize and see the intention in your head or feel it or like integrate it into the stone. So you're going to hold on to it. You can just look at it, but I prefer to hold on to them. And, I'll look up the crystal and I will look up the different qualities. And what I will do is I will read that. I will like say it out loud or iterate it in my mind, if I can say it right. The meanings of what this crystal is going to do for me, what this crystal is going to do for others who may use my crystal if you intend to use them that way. And I'll read the whole darn article, and I may read a couple if I really wanted to, because I like to look at the health benefits. I like to look at the metaphysical benefits. I like to look at the magical benefits. There's many different variety of things that you can do with different types of crystals. So programming them is very important. So if you have like more than one crystal of the same kind, you don't have to reprogram them that way the same time. You can just say or tell the crystal that you enact the properties of that certain crystal, and you can add other intentions in there. Now, if you want a certain crystal to do a specific thing, okay, even though each crystal describes, you go through, they each have a different thing. But if you want it to work specifically for the benefit of one particular thing, be specific when talking to your crystal. Let it know what your intentions are and what you intend to bring in, and it will help, work with you. So I do that. You can also have them, by your bed. You can sleep next to them overnight. I like to, I used to do it more than I do now because you can hurt yourself. You put rocks, in a little, or the crystals in a little bag, and you can put it under your pillow. You can put crystals under your bed. We talked about doing the crystal grid the other day with selenite. You can have them above your bed, just in your room in general. But that will help you connect to them. And then each time you use them, whether you wear them is one thing or not, but when you use them, you are actually creating a communication with them, a relationship. And the best way to do that, I like to not only wear mine, but you can use them with candles. You can put that, start a candle and have them like a little crystal grid around it. They will help heal, bring in healing, whatever the case may be, whatever the intention you're trying to bring in. And then the more you work with it, the more easier it is for that crystal to help give you the benefits that you're looking for, to help work with each other. So when you have a whole group of stones you've worked with and you put them in one location and you're using it, they are able to cooperate on like a big like root scale, if you want to think of like mushrooms again, and the interconnectedness, they're all connected and talking to each other. Another thing you can do to connect with your crystals is using them with tarot cards or magical items or ritual, whatever the case may be. But with like the tarot cards or oracle cards, I like to use them alongside with a candle as well. And then you have the crystals. They create healing. They are different tools that work together really well. And the more you use them, the more the crystals are, again, programmed with different energies that they can, it can be used to be put towards something else. What's the other thing? All right. Another way to connect to your crystals is, again, you can look up information about them, continue to gain knowledge of them, because sometimes they'll show you little parts at the beginning and then you may find a better use or something more specific later on down the road. When it comes to picking your crystals as well, like when you first start out, you may resonate towards one, but in reality, you probably need to gear towards other ones first, but that's okay. And you may, pick up lots of crystals before you even start to work with one, and that's okay, because you can always come back to them. That's what I did. Like, you can buy a whole bunch and not really use them until it's the right time, when you've acquired the right energy and the right information that you need to do whatever you're trying to do with them. To connect with them, also talk to them. You can sing to them. You can take them on travels with you. You can do all sorts of things. I like to use mine with like the singing bowls, with doing instruments as well, energy healing with the crystals. So the crystals are really good for energy healing on ourselves. So we can place them on certain areas of the body. So once you program the crystals and you can put them into the different areas of the body, or wear them or designate them to certain areas. But again, if you want something specific, be specific, or otherwise, it's just going to do whatever it thinks is aligned with the intention. Because certain crystals are it's not necessarily more powerful than others. I'm going to use one example, and I use it lightly, but moldavite is one that if you aren't really specific with it, it's getting you to the end goal the same, but it's going to do it in an interesting way. Okay, let's see. Another way to connect to your crystals, and you can also charge them at the same time as well as charging yourself, is taking a bath or a shower with crystals. You can hang them in a bag, or you can actually put them, individually in the water. That creates an energetic bond between you and your crystals as well as beneficiating each other. I don't know, that didn't come out right, but you benefit each other. That's how you form the connection, because crystals are there to help. They are there to benefit. And they also have to benefit too. And how they benefit is by helping you accomplish this energy, helping you through your body to take the energy of their energy. Just like a healer would do to someone else, you're taking that energy and allowing it to work through your body, allowing it to bring to the surface the things that need to be surfaced. And with connecting to your crystals and programming them, you are going to go through different stages of development if you are using them correctly. They are going to help you evolve as a person, to better connect to yourself, to the earth as a person. And that's what you want it to do. You want to know that your crystals are working for you, that you are feeling your crystals working for you. And the more and more you get in tune to them, to your own, to others, if you just want to look at different crystals, go ahead and do that. Feel the different energies and learn them. You might, step into something more creative. Thank you.